lucky enough to visit the Sapporo Snow Festival, or the Yuki Matsuri. Sapporo is the capital of Japan's northernmost island, Hokkaido, which is a winter wonderland. It's really far north. It's got neighbours like Alaska and Russia, so you can imagine quite how cold it is. So Hokkaido is famous for its dairy products and whiskey. Temperatures on the island can get as low as -12 degrees, which makes it the perfect place for Japan's snow festival. Sapporo Snow Festival, or the Yuki Matsuri, is a festival held annually in Sapporo for 1 week in February. It's held in 3 places: Odori Park, Susukino, and Tsudome. This year marked the 69th year of the festival, and over 2 million people attended. It was really amazing. Whilst there were snow festivals in early Japan, they were halted after the defeat in World War II, and then only started up later in the 1950s. And then the first modern snow festival was started by high school students and only had 6 snowmen. The following year, the Japan Self-Defense Force got in on the action and decided to show up those snotty school kids and use their mass amount of manpower to build giant snow sculptures. And the culture has just bloomed from there. All of the giant snow sculptures at this festival are sponsored by individuals, companies, or countries. This year, there was a sculpture of Final Fantasy, complete with people in cosplay as the characters. We asked them if they felt cold at all in those revealing outfits, but they were very stoic and didn't show any sign of shivering. There are also 3 famous buildings recreated in the ice. One from Taiwan, one from Sweden, and another from Nara. A sculpture to promote the new anime sensation Love Live, and the biggest sculpture at the festival, Astro Boy. There were loads of other ice sculptures and snow sculptures as well. There was even an international competition, and the winners this year were Thailand with a very impressive cockfighting snow sculpture. There was another part of the festival in a nearby part of the city called Tsudome, but that was a bit out of the way and I didn't really get a chance to visit it, as travel there is a bit tricky. But I did get a chance to see the ice festival happening at Susukino, just a few streets away. This has only been happening since 1983, but it's definitely worth seeing it, and it's a big part of the city's culture. It's in the entertainment district of Sapporo, so it's a bit strange seeing all of these ice sculptures, and a lot of them are made for little kids, but then a lot of them are sponsored by alcohol companies and companies that want to make you spend money on a night out. And yeah, it's quite a contrast to see kids going down a little slide next to an ice sculpture advertising sake or beer, and then just across the street there'll be a woman beckoning you into a hostess bar. Even though the streets are lined with bars and restaurants, it's still a really nice place to go, and it was really safe for the kids and everything. I think I only saw 2 security guys around and I was there for quite a while. But yeah, there were absolutely no problems. It wasn't anything like if a festival like this had been held in England. where if you go down a street full of bars, you'll get yelled at. Some guy will be yelling at you, you don't know what he's saying, he's slurring his words, doesn't make any sense. These ice sculptures also wouldn't have lasted maybe one night in a place like that in the UK. Some guy would have came along and been so hilarious and so intimidating and fearsome and smashed it. So yeah, fortunately, none of that happens in this city. But snow is not the only thing to see in Hokkaido. Whilst it was beautiful to see the white landscape and these very impressive sculptures, it's also famous for food. So seafood is very famous in Hokkaido because there's a lot of animals that you can catch in the north that you can't catch in the southern parts of the island. The most famous being snow crab. So that showed up in a lot of local dishes, and I was able to have that in Sapporo style ramen. And it was really delicious. I was also able to eat it on a stick at the festival, a kind of skewer. And yeah, it was great. It was a lot better quality than I'm used to with my crab meat. It didn't feel like I had any bulking agents or anything like that in it. Whilst Japan is famously mountainous, Hokkaido is more flat. So it's better for farming. They can have a lot more dairy products here because it's a lot easier to raise cattle. And it's a lot easier to raise sheep as well, so they have mutton. One of the famous meals in the region is called Genghis Khan, which is actually lamb cooked on a hot plate. And that's famous because it's one of the few places where sheep can live comfortably in Japan, because they don't occur naturally on the islands. So the Japanese have seen them as a symbol of the West, because everything is west of Japan, and most other countries had sheep, such as Mongolia, where the Japanese seem to think there are a lot of sheep. So what else do they know about Mongolia? Genghis Khan, or Genghis Khan. So that's how those two things have came together, which kind of makes sense from a Japanese perspective. Kind of. The last thing we tried was, of course, ice cream. Despite the cold, it was still delicious. It was some of the creamiest ice cream I've ever had. It's really great. So the final thing to discuss in this video is Hatsune Miku, which, let me get you up to speed on her if you don't know. So Hatsune Miku is a famous anime type character who is originally from a program that was used to create songs. So she's called a Vocaloid. Some actress or singer recorded her voice in lots of syllables, and then you can take those syllables and create a song using this computer program. There were several different voices that you could use on this program, and Hatsune Miku was the avatar for the most popular voice. The program was apparently really fun, although I've never tried it, and it really exploded with popularity in Japan, particularly the character of Hatsune Miku. A lot of people really love her. And yeah, she was so popular that she's gone international as well, and she does actually sell quite a lot of merchandise and programs and even CDs in other countries. What a lot of people may not know about Hatsune Miku is that her hometown is Sapporo in Hokkaido, and I had no idea about this before going to the town, but they were damn sure going to hammer it into my skull at every opportunity and make sure that I knew this fact. There was Hatsune Miku stuff everywhere. She had her own snow sculpture at the festival. There were several stalls around selling Hatsune Miku merchandise, Hatsune Miku sweets, t-shirts, posters, figures, everything. There was all sorts of Hatsune Miku stuff. There were posters of her face around in various different shops and on different streets. There was even a convention happening for Hatsune Miku at the same time as the Snow Festival. To sum up, Sapporo is a beautiful city, and I really recommend visiting it. If you're in Japan next February, try and check out the Snow Festival. It's an amazing experience, but there's plenty of other stuff to do in the city. So if you have a chance to visit Sapporo, or even some of the other parts of Hokkaido at any time of year, I really suggest that you take it. If you like this video, please like and subscribe and do all of those YouTubey things. I'm hoping to have more regular uploads to my YouTube channel. I have some big video projects that I'm working on, which should be coming out soon. Some of them are not coming out for quite a while, though. So yeah, stay tuned for that if you're invested in what's going to happen in a year's time. Okay. This is an amazing version of Darth Vader. R2-D2 has been smoothed out by the extra snow, but yeah, he's got a six-pack and he's got a giant concaved face. It's a true masterpiece. I haven't seen anything this beautiful since Kylo Ren's chest.
In Star Wars, it's more beautiful.